Hey folks, if you don't want to sound stupid when you're writing your emails, stay tuned and I'm going to give you a few of my tips. Hey folks, this is Kim. Welcome to livemorenow.net. Today I want to talk about what I would consider to be the 8 most common email mistakes and how you can avoid them. I work in a professional environment and I'm sure many of you watching do as well. So I'm going to talk to you about some of my pet peeves and just some simple email etiquette. So starting with tip number 1, which is rather obvious to me, but amazingly it's not to everyone else, is use the subject line. Keep it concise, couple of words. Nowadays with people getting 50, 100, or even more emails a day, there's no way your email is going to get the attention it may require without the subject line. So with that in mind, keep your subject short and to the point, a couple of words, and obviously relevant. If you want to talk to your boss about month-end reports, put in the subject line, month-end reports. And also keep each email to one topic. You don't want to talk to your boss, send him or her an email that talks about month-end reports, and then at the end says, hey, by the way, can I take off this Friday? If you want to ask your boss for a vacation day, send another email, and in that subject line, put vacation day Friday or Friday the 13th, vacation, whatever. Something so that the recipient knows what they're about to read about. Tip number 2, nobody wants to read a novel, so just keep it short and to the point, folks. Simple business writing rules dictates that you should keep your paragraphs, have more short paragraphs versus one long paragraph. I tend to be a bit wordy. I kind of type the same way that I talk. So what I will do when I first draft an email, I'll actually go back and see where I can eliminate any extra words or perhaps rephrase a sentence so that it's shorter, more concise, to the point. Again, making sure that every word, every sentence counts. Lots of people, again, receiving so many emails are just skimming and looking for highlights. They're not even fully reading it. And I've done that myself as well, unfortunately. If you have a list of items that you want to cover, put them in a bulleted list so that those items stand out. Again, keep it clear and concise. Tip number 3. Skip the size 20 hot pink font. Keep it to black or maybe blue. Font size maybe somewhere between 10 and 12, and skip the cutesy stationery that your email program might come with. You just want to keep it real professional. It could look like amateur hour if you've got too much going on in the background. If you wanted to add some flair to your signature, you could do that. But again, just in a business world, you just want to keep it simple, real simple. Tip number 4, reply all. God, this is like such a huge pet peeve of mine because too often people reply all when they shouldn't be, or they don't reply all when they should be. Before you hit reply all, make sure that every recipient on that list is relevant to the message. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten stuck in this vortex of reply all emails where 50 emails are going back and forth. None of it has to do with me. It usually amounts to maybe 2 or 3 culprits who are having this basically a side conversation. Paul and I, when we were talking about this video, he said it would amount to a big room full of 50 people and 2 or 3 of them being on each side of the room screaming a conversation at each other and disrupting all the 45 other people in the room. It doesn't make sense, so just stop. At the same time, make sure you hit reply all if everybody on that email needs to hear whatever it is you're about to say. Too often I miss out. I'll learn later that I missed out on an important communication because somebody failed to hit reply all. Number 5, make sure that you're using a signature. You should have a signature for new emails, replies, and forwards with at least your name and probably your phone number. A new email will probably have a bigger signature line, including your address, your physical address, your email address, maybe the website, whatever. Forwards and replies can have a pared down version, but still should include your phone number. Nobody wants to sift through a thread of 30 emails to get to the first email that includes your phone number to get you on the phone. So just put it on every email. Also, something that's way too often overlooked, you can set up a signature on your phone. More often than not, I'm receiving replies from people's phone where in the signature line says something stupid like this email is from Google Android Galaxy 6, blah, 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 blah. Nothing relevant whatsoever. So make sure you look at your phone manual, whatever, and get a signature set up in your phone as well. Number 6, when you're drafting a new email, make sure you get the right recipient. I make it a general rule of thumb not to even put any recipients in the to field as I'm writing or proofing or editing an email. The last thing you want to do is accidentally hit send when you're not ready. I can't tell you how many times, for whatever reason, I've started off on an email that's angry and unprofessional. And if I had the recipient's name in there and it got to them and I accidentally hit send, it would have been a disaster. So 9 times out of 10, I'll on those types of emails, I'll end up just deleting it and starting over, but at least I kind of got it out. So at any rate, make sure you get the right recipient. Number 7, this seems so obvious, but I'm kind of getting older in the workforce. I don't know if that's part of the problem. I'm more conservative, but use proper grammar and punctuation. I don't know why this is so tricky. But I'm not just picking on young folks either. Folks my age and older, I've got one person I used to work with who uses all caps, no punctuation, all run-on sentences. It's barely legible. And it's just, I'm left thinking, do you know how to read and write? So again, just use capital letters, periods, avoid the emoticons, skip the smiley faces or the sad faces, skip the 16 exclamation points if you're really excited or really ticked off about something. Just, again, simple, proper grammar. Finally, tip number 8, and what I would consider to be the most important tip. Somebody once told me, and I think about this all the time, assume that whenever you write an email and send it over the wire, that it is now public information. So whatever you're typing, be prepared for anybody and everybody to see it. You just don't know. I don't care who you're sending it to, if it's a good work friend. And again, I'm speaking primarily about work, but this could go about personal too. If you've got something that's kind of not something that you'd want anybody else to read, you should probably just pick up the phone and make a phone call. Especially at work, the last thing you want is for it to get in the wrong hands and you're left feeling humiliated or embarrassed, or even worse, one of your coworkers is left feeling humiliated and embarrassed. And it's a bad situation for everybody involved, and you could find yourself potentially in big trouble with human resources or getting written up, or who knows, there could be some serious consequences. So there you have it, folks. That's my 8 most common email mistakes and my tips to avoid them. If you have any comments, questions, please post those in the comment section below. I'd be really interested to hear if you have any particular pet peeves that I didn't touch on. Thank you so much for visiting livemorenow.net.